It is El Clásico day, and I have to tell you, the fans are not nervous, they are not hopeful, they are not even angry. They are in full siege mentality mode. The comment sections look like war dispatches.
Madre mia, Maria. I've been processing every single comment since this morning, and the energy is unlike anything we've seen this season. It's not pre-match jitters. It's a fan base that genuinely feels like it's going into enemy territory in more ways than one.
And the most striking thing is who fans are choosing to rally behind right now. You'd think on Clásico day, the big debate would be the starting 11 or what Barcelona might do. But no, the fans have found their man, and his name is Arbeloa.
Tio, the Arbeloa wave is real. One fan put it perfectly, they said, and I'm translating this directly, a Real Madrid man, exactly the kind we always need inside the club. Proud of people like Arbeloa being part of this team. 69 upvotes. That's the top comment of the day.
And it's not just one or two voices. Another fan wrote, Arbeloa is my manager, proud to be a Madridista. And another, with Arbeloa until death. I mean, that's not mild appreciation, Rafa. That's devotion.
It makes complete sense when you think about the context. All week we've been covering the dressing room chaos, the reported confrontations, the Mbappé smile stories. And through all of it, fans see Arbeloa as the one person standing firm. He's become a symbol of loyalty in a week that's been full of the opposite.
One fan even brought in his playing career to make the point. They said Arbeloa isn't just a World Cup and Champions League winner, he's a wise man by the words he's spoken. And as a coach, he's going to be very good. There's a trust there that goes beyond results.
Which is fascinating because all week we've been covering fans questioning his decisions, his selections, his handling of Mbappé. And yet today, the day it all matters, they're closing ranks around him. The Madridista instinct is to unite when it counts.
Or they've decided that if this goes wrong tonight, the blame isn't going on Arbeloa. It's going on someone else. And we both know who that someone is.
Mbappé. Venga, let's get into it. Because the Mbappé feeling today is completely split and honestly a little unhinged. You've got one camp that is absolutely done. One fan just wrote Mbappé out. Full stop. No elaboration, just out.
And then you have another fan who lumped Arbeloa and Mbappé together in the same frustrated breath. How much longer, Arbeloa and Mbappé? As if they're both problems to be solved. Which is a wild place to be on the morning of El Clásico.
It tells you everything about the week we've had. We covered the laughing photo, the dressing room reports, the tourist debate, and none of that has dissipated. Fans are walking into tonight still carrying all of that. If he plays and plays badly, Tio, I don't even want to think about the comments tomorrow.
And if he plays and scores, then we get the I always believed in him crowd flooding back in. The Mbappé discourse has its own weather system at this point.
What I find interesting is that even on the biggest game day of the season, fans aren't really talking about what Barcelona might do or what Madrid need to do to win. They're still processing the internal drama. The dressing room leaks, the press coverage, who's a traitor.
Speaking of which, that's the third big theme today, and it's absolutely burning. Fans are furious about information leaking from inside the squad. One fan wrote, translating directly, "The dressing room shield is sacred. Hopefully they find out who the traitor or traitors are, who broke that sacred code and end up out on the street."
Que barbaridad. The traitor. That's the word fans are using, and it connects to everything. The Tchouaméni Valverde story from yesterday, the Arbeloa reportedly calling players out by name. Someone is talking to the press, and the fan base is absolutely livid about it.
And then you have the other side of that coin, fans who are directing their anger not inward but outward, at the Spanish press. One fan wrote that all of this is gossip press, everyone against Madrid, envy, Hala Madrid. They don't believe any of the leaks are real. They think it's all fabricated.
Which is also a very real faction. You've got fans who are convinced this is a coordinated media campaign to destabilize the team before El Clásico. And honestly, given the week the Spanish press has had, I understand why some people feel that way.
One fan put it almost poetically. They said the press has just dismantled all the nonsense. Though whether they mean the press exposed the problems or created them, I'm genuinely not sure. The ambiguity is very on brand for this week.
And then there's the La Liga corruption thread that never dies. A couple of fans are still on it today. One saying that if Spanish journalism had always been this critical, La Liga's refereeing wouldn't be corrupt. Another calling for Madrid to literally sue the league. On Clásico day, Tio.
I will say, It's actually a sign of how much structural distrust exists in this fan base right now. Even a Clásico, even the biggest game of the season, doesn't fully override the sense that the institution is rigged against them. That's a deep wound.
One fan brought up Juanito, said that back in his era, the media was just as hostile to Real Madrid whenever there was a crisis. The only difference was there was no internet, which is a genuinely wise historical point. The siege has always been there. Madrid fans have always had to fight.
And maybe that's the most honest summary of where this fan base is heading into tonight. Embattled, emotional, furious at the press, furious at some players, fiercely loyal to others, but still showing up. Still Hala Madrid.
That's what Madridismo is, isn't it? You can be enraged at half the squad and still want them to go to the Camp Nou and do something legendary. The two things coexist. Vamos.
El Clásico is tonight. We will have every reaction, every emotion, every unhinged comment, and tomorrow morning, right here on Ruido Blanco. Whatever happens at the Camp Nou, we'll be processing it with you.
Tomorrow's episode is going to be something. Until then, Hala Madrid, and whatever you do tonight, don't read the comments until after the final whistle. Trust me on this one.